Well, hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. When you see someone talking to themselves, what does it mean? I don't know about you, but when I'm trying to figure something out that's a bit complicated, I tend to talk myself through it. Sometimes I guess it helps me to vocalise it, because if you're having to do that, you're having to think through what you mean in order to say it, and that then helps me to think more clearly. But what if you see someone talking, I guess, more like a conversation? Sometimes we talk to inanimate objects. Sometimes we talk to animals or plants. As a Christian, I pray to God. So how does that work? Am I just talking and hoping God will listen? How does this prayer thing work anyway? Do you need to follow some special formula? Do you need to use some strange archaic words to make it work? 2,000 years ago, when Jesus was alive, his friends asked him those exact same questions. The only time they ever saw people pray in their culture, it was big and showy, using words that they didn't understand. And these guys, these friends of Jesus, a lot of them were fishermen. It wasn't a profession that required eloquent speech at all. The Jesus answer was both to help them out with a bit of a template, and also to explain that it doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be big and public. He told them, in fact, not to be like the people at the time who would dress up in their fancy robes, stand in a prominent place and pray loudly with big words, and really do little more than create a bit of a show. It was about, for them, for those people, it was about trying to prove they were important in society. And Jesus said that people acting like that had got as much as they would ever get out of praying. And what they were getting wasn't of God. It was just them making a show. He said the real way to go about it, go and find some privacy. Don't waffle on with things that don't make any sense, because God already knows what's in your heart and in your mind. Long prayers aren't what God wants. He just wants the prayer of your heart. So Jesus gave them a bit of a template, which today we call the Lord's Prayer. This prayer first recognises God as Lord of everything and honours him. It asks God to bring about change in this world, change to make this world into the way that God always wanted it to be, with everyone listening to God and everyone behaving in the way that God asks. It asks God to provide for our needs, for physical needs like food. It asks God to forgive us for the wrong things that we've done. And we also commit in that prayer to forgive other people when they've done wrong things to us. It asks God to help us if we're ever tempted to do wrong, and to protect us from evil in the world. Different people pray in different ways. Some people find it easier to follow prayers, to follow templates that other people have written. Other people prefer to pray quietly, maybe not even saying anything, but working through your prayer in your mind. The Bible is quite clear that God hears all of it regardless. Some people will gather together, and that's great, because then you can share your prayers, you can help each other as you pray. Some people will set aside time to pray on their own, or sometimes you pray on the go as you go into work. One thing I picked up from a friend was to pray whenever I see or hear an emergency service vehicle. Wherever they're going, just to quickly pray for the safety of the people on board, and for whatever situation they're going to, that God's protection will be on them and anyone involved. I suppose I also think of prayer as a conversation. If you want to get to know a new friend, or to maintain a relationship with friends you've had for many years, you need to talk. Think of prayer that way, and think to yourself, what would you want to say to God at the moment? It might be that you want to ask him for something, or thank him for something, or just complain about something. God is happy to hear whatever is on our heart. Prayer might not be your thing, but we believe that prayer works. And we're happy to pray for you, even if you don't know how or don't want to yourself. We have a prayer request page on the website. Feel free to leave us something there to pray for. We'd love to. Or you could email us with your prayers or questions. I hope you've got a little bit more understanding about how to pray today. The thing I want to leave you with is to assure you that God does hear every prayer. His answer might not be what you think it should be. I could pray for a Ferrari every day of my life. I don't think it's going to happen. It all depends on your motivation. and what God has planned for you. But why not try it? Ask God for his guidance, for his peace. After all, is the worst that can happen that he actually answers you? God bless you. See you next week.